Hello! In this short video I will be talking about the concept of body blocking in League of Legends. The idea of body blocking in other games such as shooters such as Team Fortress 2 or CSGO is quite common. However, that's much less so true in League of Legends. Now, many people often complain about the idea of being minion blocked in lane, or be taking extra turret shots and similar. However, not many people realize that this is something you can cause to the enemy players too. And I will in this video go through some examples of how to use body blocking in League of Legends. So for this short first video, you'll see the Aatrox try to escape to his tower. However, as he walks to his tower, I just step up into his step, causing him to instead have to take a longer way. In order to make this a little clearer, I will just simulate it with dots. These are the hitboxes of the champions, and you can imagine the Aatrox being the click over there. But in order to get there he has to walk around the other champion's hitbox. Here somewhat exaggerated for the example's sake. And this is of course not very hard. However, if you as the opponent champion then step in between his step and where you expect him to click, you can slowly push him away from where he wants to go. And eventually you'll go to a point where he will instead walk the opposite side of you, causing him to walk around your hitbox once again. You can keep pushing him this way. Of course, he will eventually get past you, and even blocking him is much harder than shown in this example. However, this will cause him to spend extra time to get to his tower. You can see these lines of how far he had to walk. And up side by side, you can really see how far it is. It's almost a quarter of the length extra. And if we now rewatch the first example, you can see how he's slowly being pushed towards the right while he has no intention of clicking over there. Gaining me just enough time for my team to show up and get in the extra stun cards in order to get the flash in this example. Here's another example where I simply want to extend the fight as I'm using Conquer, while this Shen simply wants to trade for grass procs and just using his Q. However, by slightly extending the fight more than the Shen wants, he ends up dying. While if I hadn't body blocked him, he would have just barely gotten out. Here you can see it in slow motion, how I'm walking in his step, standing between him and his tower where he wants to go, slowly pushing him outwards while he's trying to click towards his tower. Until it's too late, he gets past, and I get that one extra auto I needed to get the kill there. Using this trick is done by quite a few people, however it's not that well known about as far as I've found. And here you can see an example of the movement from Proplay. Although the Vi probably would have died eventually anyways. You can see how the Caedrel just steps in front of him, merging himself with the wall so that the Vi cannot pass in between them. So, while the wall looks like this, in reality it's actually like this, because the Caedrel is extending it. Which is why Vi gets pushed backwards into the turret and takes that extra turret shot. Like sure, he would have died there anyways, but in a different scenario it would have gotten a kill. Now, doing the body blocking trick is easier on some champions, generally melee champions, simply due to the fact that their hitboxes are larger. However, it can be done by all champions. Using body blocking to your advantage is not that unknown. As you can see here by Hecarim absolutely abusing it against me. However, I do not believe most people know about it, as especially melee champions or people playing champions with large hitboxes are the ones who are inclined to learn it. So I believe this is something that everyone should be able to know. And so I wanted to make this guide on how the idea behind it works at least. And to further add on to this, you could also, with some champions that can move opponents, abuse further structures such as walls and towers to again ruin the opponent's pathing. As here I squash him in between the wall and myself, causing him to be even more confused when the pathing suddenly turns him back into the tower at one point. So if this video was useful to you in any way, feel free to like or share it. And if you're for some reason interested, I sometimes stream at Twitch TV Ranmolvik.